not today, don't do it. Don't do it. Do something else. Put it off just another minute. Find something else to do. Don't get in that cold water. Maybe not today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow.
So my husband and I both just talked about this. Even as a fitness trainer, I run into doing this myself where it's workout time. I know once I work out, I will feel better. I know once I even start, I will crave more and more and more. But the starting point, my body just throws this little tantrum. And I hear this little voice like, well, we could do it later. Or didn't we do this yesterday? That stuff's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of self-talk, aside from just me continually telling myself like, shut up and do it, can you recommend, or how would you approach that conundrum, or have you had that experience?
Yeah, we all have that actually. And the first thing to notice about that, I would say more than half the battle is just being aware that that's going on, right? Understanding that our psychology isn't as simple as just what we want to do. You know, I've seen people of all ages struggle with that and not realize that there's different parts to our psyche, that what we want isn't just that simple. There's different parts of us that want different things, right? So there's what we want that's actually important, that are things that are like our deeper meaning and deeper thinking side that's actually wanting the greater good for ourselves, the greater good for the world around us, to do greater work. That's the true us, and those are the bigger decisions that we made, and those usually lead us to harder decisions and harder choices and harder work, right? But then there's always the baby within us that's always going to want the easy way. It's always going to want what's familiar. It's always going to want comfort. It's always going to want to say no to something that's challenging or different. So that's always going to be there. It's always there for me. Every time I take a cold bath or a cold shower, that voice is there for me too, saying, nope, not today. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do something else. Put it off just another minute. Find something else to do. Don't get in that cold water. Maybe not today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. All that. And it's there. Just first of all, know that it's going to be there and it's going to talk to you, and know that that's not the true you. Just know that that's a side of you. Okay. And you can't make it all the way go away, but you don't want to just listen to it all the time, right? There's going to be times where we listen to it, and that's okay. But when it's a time that conflicts with something that you set up special, a decision that you've already made for yourself, you're the adult. That's the baby. You're carrying the baby through this. You're in charge, not it, right? Don't let the baby take the steering wheel and steer you through this situation, this plan, this decision that you've made. The baby didn't make the workout, right? You made the workout. You made the investment in that. You made the plan for yourself to do the training, to do the plan, to get in better shape, to be healthy. That's your plan. You know, the baby just wants to go back to bed, and that's not going to get anybody anywhere. So when you have identified that that's going on, that's when you know when it's conflicting with your greater needs and your decisions that you've made. That's the time to ignore that voice, know that your true voice is still there, listen to that, and do what you want to do, whatever it was.
I guess my next question to you would be, what kind of language do you maybe use to talk that down or get it done? Is it firm, or is it, do you even engage at all? Or do you, how does that work for you in your head?
For me, the voice isn't so much one of, verbal dictation where I'm actually coming up with words. In other words, it's more of a feeling of authority that you are making the choice, that you're feeling the empowerment. Without the baby voice there, it doesn't really feel like a victory. It doesn't feel like you did something big. You just did your plan, right? But when you know that there's this like protest, this resistance that's stopping you from doing something good, and you get through that, you go, no, I'm in charge here, and you do it. So that's the feeling that I'm going for. That's what I rely on, is my will, that it's like, that's your time. If it was easy, everybody would do it, and it wouldn't be challenging, right? So when you're doing something that's really meaningful, that's a good sign that you're onto something, is that you have to meet that inner protest going on with yourself. So that's when I dig in and I reaffirm my will for what I set out to do. And that's an opportunity to apply that. And then how good do you feel knowing it's like, yes, I did that. And then it gets easier. You get more empowered with further opportunities as they arise. You start to identify those and go, I've done this before. I know how to get through this. I know how to overcome that voice inside me telling me to, be comfortable. I know I should not be comfortable. I know I can be uncomfortable and do this and get it done. And then you'll know that you can rely on yourself. You're developing self-worth, self-trust, self-empowerment. That's how it's done, is not by giving yourself positive thoughts and positive messages of just, words, but actually employing your will and seeing it come to fruition through your work and your as you said, discipline.